Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I contour and highlight using both cream products as well as powder products. For my everyday makeup look, I usually only go in with powder products to create my contour and highlight, but I figured I would sit down and show you guys how I do the full process when I'm going for like a more full glam kind of look when I use cream products as well as powdered products. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump right on in. So now that we have our hair pulled back, we're gonna go in with our cream products. So to start, for highlight, I'm gonna be going in with the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. So I bought this and it was extremely too light for me, but I realized instead of returning it for the correct shade for my under eyes, I might as well just use this as like a highlight shade. So that's what I've been doing and I've been loving it. Also gonna take the Wet n Wild makeup stick contour. This is in the shade Call Me Maple. I know I used this in one of my other videos. I think it was my first impressions of it, and I love it. It blends out so well and it lasts all day long. So these are the two cream products that I'm gonna be going in with. Okay, so before we go in, a little trick to find where to put your contour. If you're just not sure, you can do a fish face like this, and where your cheeks sink in is a good indication of where you can put your contour. Or if you just take, one of your makeup brushes and you go from the top of your ear and you create like an invisible line that goes all the way down to the corner of your mouth, that is also a good indication. So just a little tip and trick if you are trying to figure out where the heck am I supposed to put contour. I do the fish face even now when I apply my contour, just so that way I know I'm putting it in the right place. So we're gonna go in with our contour stick. So the biggest thing with cream contour is you don't want to apply too much. So it's always better to go in with a light hand and as little as possible and then build it up, because it's so much easier to build up than take away. So I start at the top of my ear and I start coming down to the corner of my mouth and I stop right here at the end of my eyebrow. Okay. And then I'm just comparing them to make sure they both look even, and they do. I do like to contour around my forehead. So you wanna come right above your temple, and I just like to do little lines, and then on the other side as well, like so. You don't wanna bring it too far down here, because if you start closing in this area, then your face is gonna look really closed in. It's not gonna look open and bright. And then I'm gonna take my highlight. We're gonna bring this down the edge of our nose and down our cheeks and across. And the other side. I'm gonna bring a tiny line down the middle of my nose. I'm gonna apply it to my forehead and to my chin. So with contouring and highlighting, contouring is supposed to be adding shadow to the areas that you want to either minimize, make look smaller, you want to make your face look more defined, and then highlighting is brightening up the areas that you want to bring forward when the light hits it. So to blend all of this in, I prefer to use a beauty blender, so I'm going to take my beauty sponge, and I always blend out the highlight first, because if you start blending out the contour and then going with the highlight, you're gonna move that contour shade up to where your highlight is. And if you notice that your contour and highlight isn't blending out that well, you can spray your beauty blender, but I got mine dampened beforehand. Okay, and then to blend out my contour, I am gonna go in with a brush. So this is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. So it's like dome shaped and super dense. So it's perfect to get right in here to blend out that contour. Now the one thing with contour is you never want to blend it down. So where you put your line, never push the product below that. You push up. We're gonna blend this out, and the same thing, push up, blend up into your hairline. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the same contour stick and I'm gonna go in and just put a really thin line down my nose. I don't always contour my nose, but I figured I would for the sake of this video. And then you want to blend it down. Okay, and then to set everything, so for my under eyes, I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte pressed powder, and I'm going to take my Real Techniques setting brush. And this is the first powder that we're gonna go in with just to set the cream. And I'm going in with a very small amount and just dabbing it. So I'm just, and I know this is a translucent powder, but we're gonna go in with something on top of this to give it that highlight effect. This is just to set the powder so that way it does not move. You don't have to do this step if you go in with the next powder. You can just go in with that one. However, knowing me and my oily skin, I need to set it twice, especially in my T-zone. Okay, and then on top of that, I'm gonna take my Wet n Wild Color Icon. This is in the shade Reserve Your Cabana. This is the most beautiful highlight shade for contouring and highlighting. Just adds so much brightness to your under eyes. So I'm gonna take the same brush, go in with that. I don't know if you guys can see how much more highlighted that side looks. And it's not like a highlighter like what you would put on your cheekbones. It just adds some brightness. Okay, so let's set our contour. I'm gonna be going in with, this is the Sephora Bronzing Face Powder in the shade Los Cabos number 3. This is the shade. It is the most beautiful, cool toned bronze shade. I'm gonna be taking, this is the e.l.f. Angled Blush Brush actually, and I'm gonna take this to go in to the contour. And I'm just gonna kind of dab that on so that way we're not moving the cream product. And remember, always blend up into your hairline. You never want to blend down where your highlight is. All right, and after we've highlighted and contoured, I'm gonna be taking some blush. This is the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Party. It's the most beautiful, like mauve pink shade. I always think it's important to add a little bit of color to your cheeks. It's just so pretty when you add blush. Okay, and to finish up my under eyes, I'm just gonna add a little bit of liner. And go in with mascara on my bottom lashes. And there you have it. Bronzing and contour all finished. and when you're not sitting and explaining it, it goes super quickly. It's just blending it out just like you do with your foundation and your concealer and all that. So it's super easy and quick to accomplish, and it turns out so pretty. I love this Reserve Your Cabana powder to set my under eyes. It just gives them a beautiful brightness to them, and I love this bronzing powder from Sephora. This is the Los Cabos. I think it's a beautiful cool tone shade that's perfect for contouring. It's not too orangey, it doesn't make your skin look muddy, and it just blends so seamlessly. So that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a thing or two about contouring or highlighting. If you've been wanting to try it or just needed some tips and tricks, different products to try, let me know down in the comments below what else you guys would like to see, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.